everybody is DeeDee. I'm glad you're here, let's get into some things. I hope you're ready, cause this is what I do. It's all about different perspectives in here. Where you gon' get the real, no BS in here. We keep it real as we can. You can tell your truth and feel comfortable here. DeeDee's reactions, videos and live DeeDee's reactions. She's about to put on a show. These reactions, just to let you know, like, share, subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDee's reactions. Keep it real, keep it DeeDee's reactions. What you gon' do? DeeDee's reactions. We about to go live. Subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDee's reactions. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Welcome to the show. Everybody is DeeDee. I'm glad you're here, let's get into some things. I hope you're ready, cause this is what I do. It's all about different perspectives in here. Where you gon' get the real, no BS in here. We keep it real as we can. You can tell your truth and feel comfortable here. DeeDee's reactions, videos and live DeeDee's reactions. She's about to put on a show. These reactions, just to let you know, like, share, subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDee's reactions. Keep it real, keep it DeeDee's reactions. What you gon' do? DeeDee's reactions. We about to go live. Subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDee's reactions. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh.
Are we on the air? Ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday night in America, one of the most anticipated shows that happens to be our 16th year anniversary.
Yes. Yes, Sunday. It was Sunday.
We've been doing this 16 years. That ain't no joke. I don't know if I've ever missed a Tuesday.
No.
Y'all common law.
That's great.
I take my job very seriously, and I want to start out by saying this because this is so important for me to say. I have been grown for a long time. I'm 56 years old, ladies and gentlemen. I stand before my mother, who is watching this show, probably very concerned because I'm getting a million phone calls. I stand before my mother. I stand before Minister Farrakhan and the nation. I stand before Geno Jennings and his congregation. I stand before everybody in America who is trying to move upward in a positive manner. I want to say this about Corey Holcomb. I have never been able to punch any woman in my lifetime. Now, in 5th grade, I had a fight with a girl. She was a bully. She was bigger than me, and we had a fight like that. So I probably swung when I was in 5th grade. But I'm saying, real talk, I'm a comedian, so I try to be funny, but this is the truth. I have never punched a woman in my life. And all of the people who know me, who've been watching this show 15 years, 16 years, whatever, you have an idea of who I am. Because there's a lot of people who have no idea who I am, so I can imagine them saying whatever with the information that's been put out there about me. I can imagine them saying, Corey is this, Corey is that, but I just want to put that out there because there's a lot of people who don't know me, and I want to be able to say that for myself. And I thank God I have a platform to say that for myself, because I am going to talk about why
Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Can you put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me? One in the chat if you can hear me. Can y'all hear me now? Okay, so okay, good. So y'all can hear me now. Okay, good. So you can hear me. All right. So can y'all hear when I play Corey? 1 in the chat if you can hear when I play the audio for Corey.
why this stuff is happening to me, how unfair it is for a conglomerate in media such as TMZ to launch this type of attack against a comedian with a YouTube page. That I don't even get money like that for this page. But as I talked about before on my show, with things that happened with me and somebody who I allegedly did something like punched, this has all been talked about on my show. And I am telling you, I did not lie about anything. And I believe the truth is about to be shown that I did not lie about anything. And I'm bold enough to say this. I have reached a point in my life of maturity where I don't really like to lie about nothing. I feel stupid after I lie. I feel like an idiot after I lie. Because I've been truly blessed to, somebody said to me, like, a lot of guys been calling my phone, Corey, if you want to make it to your dreams and stuff like that, you got to do this. I'm like, I've already made it to my dreams. I could take care of I can send my mama money. I got a place to stay. I got people in my corner. What? I know people think you're supposed to have lavish things like $1 million cars and all like that. I'll take it if I get it, but I got to get it the way that is righteous. So I'm just saying, all you people who think I'm trying to make it to my dreams, I've made it to my dreams. That's why you're watching me right now. So listen, I have acquired help in my situation because my situation is crazy now. My reputation has been destroyed. I've never gone through anything like this. If you wanted to get me, let me tell you, you finally got me. Corey Holcomb, the human part of Corey Holcomb is starting to show itself. I want to apologize to the people in Hartford, Connecticut this weekend, my first show Saturday. They thought something was wrong with me. They thought I was, one dude said, he dope.
Now I want to pause it there because I don't think you guys heard me earlier when I was talking about what Corey is trying to do, distinguish between what everybody saw on that video and how people are saying, oh, that he punched that lady. And he's basically saying that he didn't punch her. It was a mush in the face. He pushed her in the face. People are still saying it doesn't matter. It still was an assault. But I don't know if you heard me earlier, people are saying it was still an assault, still, y'all know how I feel about that. Keep your hands to yourself. But he's distinguishing between the two because there is a difference between closed fist punching somebody versus pushing them in the face. It still would be considered, I guess some type of assault. But he is distinguishing in the difference between what actually happened versus what people are saying. And he's going to talk about TMZ because TMZ had the woman on there. People are also talking about this happened in 2024, that it doesn't seem to appear that he went to jail or was charged with anything, right, y'all? And they're rehashing it and to make him look bad. Of course, when you're just watching that video that came out, it looks bad, right? And I'm just saying he's distinguishing between the fact that he didn't punch her, because if he would have punched her, she probably would have been really hurt, or he probably would have been arrested for punching her. And people are saying that is only part of the video, that there's more video, and I guess soon it will come out because he's claiming he's going to be vindicated. And because people are, ruining his name and his brand, and they're, saying things that aren't completely true. And there are others who are saying, hey, we saw the video. Now, I did see the video and it did look like he mushed her. He didn't, because if he would have punched her, it would have been a different story. And there are other allegations about this woman who is talking about this. And, it's just all over the place. It's one of those things that is just not going away. People are also, like I said, bringing up Anton Daniel's situation, that, hey, speculating allegedly that he may have had something to do with leaking this. I don't know. But if Corey has more to this video and he releases it and shows the actions of this woman in some kind of way that would warrant him walking up to her the way he did, then, I guess people are going to still look at it the way they want to look at it. But it would add a little bit more context of what happened, and maybe part of the reason why he chose not to just punch this woman, but he mushed her in the face, because he knows, if as a man, y'all know, if y'all have some strong hands, you punch a woman, she may be knocked out on the floor. So he didn't choose to punch her. He pushed her or mushed her in the face. And even in the court of law, they still may look at it as some form of assault because he touched her, but it would not carry the same weight or charges if he had just punched her and beat her up and knocked her out. You know what I'm saying? So we can argue that, keep your hands to yourself, because that's how I feel. But what led up to that? You know what I'm saying? And I will say this, and I'm just going to be honest about it. Look, there is a such thing as women antagonizing men, and we talk about it all the time. You could cuss somebody out from the rooter to the tutor, talk about them, say everything that you want, and there's no accountability for that. And you can antagonize somebody and push them to react. Now, as men have to be very stealth. Y'all can't react. You can't have no emotions. You can't have no feelings behind how somebody talk to you or how they treat you. You're just supposed to be the bigger person all the time and stand down, walk away, and ignore it, while women know that they can do that and there won't be any consequences. Because if you react to the antagonistic person and it happens to be a woman, you're automatically going to be held accountable. You're automatically going to be held accountable. But these women can always, go to emotional abuse. That abuse is not always physical, but that is emotional as well. And that you can be emotionally, abused by a man, but they don't want to accept the fact that they do it to men as well. So we got to look at that as well. You know what I'm saying? You can't just keep antagonizing somebody and thinking that they're not going to react. But if they did that to you, you would go and cry, oh, you were emotionally abused by their words and how they put you down and what they said. But when they do it, oh my God, there's no consequences. So if that was the case, then, you got to look at it for what it is. You can't just, put the dirt out there and hide your hand and just act like you had no part in it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just my take on it. But let's continue. I want you guys to listen to what he's saying, because I think once again people jump the gun because they see something and they're just like, oh my God, there was no excuse for that. You know what I'm saying? But there's never any accountability on the other side. And why weren't there any charges pressed? And why didn't he go to jail? What was going on? So there is more to the story, in my opinion. But let's continue. Y'all let me know what y'all think. And hit the like button, please. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. We got about 85 people watching, and we only got 34 likes. Come on, hit the like button, y'all. Let's continue.
Because I was trying to medicate myself with Bear aspirin. I had some ibuprofen. I had all kind of stuff in me because I couldn't really sleep. Because I'm watching what TMZ was doing to me. I really couldn't sleep. I caught the flight from LA to Hartford. Normally by then I collapse, but I couldn't really sleep. I just kept, because I'm watching everything that's happening to me. I'm like, yo, they saying what? Okay, so when I was on stage for the second show on Saturday, I apologize to my people in Hartford, and I appreciate the way y'all was clapping when my friends, Foolish and Maurice, came and grabbed me, because I was nodded off in the chair and threw up.
What?
Because I hadn't eaten anything, and I put that medicine on my stomach. I didn't have no appetite because I was watching what's being said about me all over the goddamn internet and everything. TMZ, I can't beat TMZ. If TMZ say it, most people gonna believe it. So I just want to let Sean Holly, who is in the dark trying to hide, I'm letting you know, I'm gonna bring you out. I know what you've done to me. It's really foul what you did to me. And I can prove it. I can prove it. I just can't talk about the case right now. But I can prove what you've done to me with your friend Harvey Levin at TMZ. I can prove it. And I have a brother who I've acquired, a lawyer that I'm so grateful for. He's helped me in the past. And this dude, I just want to let y'all know, man, I don't get emotional about nothing, but I ain't never been under attack like this. Like, we sit up here, we go at it, we have problems with people, but I've never had a conglomerate after me. When I got off my flight that was delayed, it took me 9.5 hours to get from Detroit to LA because of the snow and everything. It was a man taking pictures of me, asking me about a gun, because I think that's their play. They want to try to act like I pulled a gun out when it was so many people out there that night. Nobody's going to say Corey had a gun. It's just not going to happen. But I think that's the play they're trying to do. But I'm carrying on. I want to bring on.
Now, before he brings this next person on, I found that kind of interesting too, that, they spoke about allegedly, there was a gun and what you're saying, was he going to try to do something with it? Because why are you bringing that up? And then it is interesting and kind of interesting that this all comes out after this whole Anton situation, that all of a sudden this comes out, and it's like it looked like it's being spun in a way to really put some extra, make it into something bigger than what it actually was. You know what I mean? That's what it does look like. It does look like they're trying to spin this into something more than what it was. And, I think that's unfortunate, but we see a history of these things happening. We see a history of these things happening when it comes to men. We can't act like, and my thing is this, whether you agree with Corey Holcomb or whether you're taking sides like people like to talk about, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with what we see happening, what is being spun out and put out there. But my thing is this: call a spade a spade. I mean, if there was a lot more going on, and he had some other ulterior motives or some other things he was trying to do, it would all come out. It would show. But if that wasn't the case, then we got to stick to what is actually real and what actually happened. He acknowledged that he mushed the lady in the face. Whether you agree with that or not, he actually acknowledged that that's what he did. It's not like he's saying, I didn't do that. He's saying, no, I mushed her in the face. I didn't punch her. I didn't ball my fist up and punch her, but I did mush her in the face. He been acknowledged that. So he took accountability for his actions and acknowledged that that's what he did. But all of this other stuff that seems like they're trying to spin it into something else is something we have to evaluate. We have to evaluate it. It's not about taking sides, but looking at what it is. And if there's a bigger agenda that is associated with this. So that's what we got to look at. And I think you have to defend yourself. If it's not what people are trying to portray it to be or portray you to be a certain way, you have to defend yourself. And that's with anybody. Let's continue.
My brother Derek, who is a lifesaver. After I acquired him, I was able to get some sleep, brother. You don't even know. I've been like, I can't believe this is happening. I cut on every news station and I'm like, yo, they trying to make me into a woman beater, which is what they do. Especially this lady named Sean Holly. I know Tory Lanez is watching this, jumping up and down because she got a chance to do some really dirty things to my brother. But I have a different circumstance where I have evidence against this woman that I can't wait is weighed up with the help of my brother Derek right here. Derek, can you hear us? He's on Zoom. I can hear.
Turn them up.
That you have, that you will keep, and that you will maintain. So I just want to let you know that first, okay? You know, I've known Mr. Holcomb for some time now, and I mean, he is just not just a lifesaver. He said, I'm a lifesaver. He's a lifesaver for me because he's such a great guy, client, and friend. And he called me, I mean, I literally was knocked out, and he called me in disarray about these false allegations that have been made against him. And his team today sent my office the entire client file. And I'm not going to get into any type of attorney-client privilege or attorney work product. But what I do know is that he may have a possible case for defamation against TMZ and others because, you know, from what I've seen, what they're saying about him is absolutely false. They're not telling both sides of the story. And it's a false, reckless disregard for the truth. And, you know, when you're out here buying news and reporting news, because that's what TMZ does, they buy news, you know, some of this news is going to be fake. And what makes news fake is where you don't go and research both sides of the story. There are public records that are on file that my client, Mr. Corey Holcomb, has a restraining order against this young lady. That was not reported. And that's a public record, and TMZ could have just pulled that up. So it's clear that there's much more to this story, and we'll get into it, you know, and we'll discuss a possible case. But I mean, this is clear defamation. It's false. It's a reckless disregard for the truth. And people need to be held accountable for it because Corey, you know, like he just said, you know, he had to almost cancel a show. You know, how many more shows will be canceled? Will he be labeled a woman beater, et cetera, et cetera? Do we know what this young lady did to him? We're not condoning anybody hitting a woman. A man shouldn't be hit either. Nobody should be attacked. But one thing that everybody should receive is fair and impartial news reporting. And that's all that we ask for versus spewing lies and false rhetoric.
Hey, so why do you think Titan in news would report things like they did against me? I feel like I know, but I'm saying by you being a person who works in law and knowing this is crazy for them to do that, like with the evidence that we've presented to you, have you ever seen anything like this before?
I've never seen anything like this. what I saw in the file, everything is public record. There were transcripts taken in court, I think in 2024, if I'm not mistaken, of everything that occurred during the night and incident. So all they had to do was just go and check out the transcripts or look through the clerk's record and looked at everything that was filed and saw that this was just one big misunderstanding. It's not what they're making it out to be, right? But the average person that's just out here in the world or in America, they're not going to think to go, let me go and pull the court records. Let me go and see if there are any court records there. We're just dealing with, the every average day, citizen. But, I've never seen anything like it in my professional career, which has been 15 years. But, what I will say is that I'm pretty sure this is something that's running rampant and it needs to stop, because lives are affected. Your life is affected. You have a family, something like this could ruin your career, right? And they're not worried. I honestly think that TMZ did this to get clicks, likes, comments, follows, subscriptions. I mean, it's all monetary. If they're buying news, they need to make the money back for the money that they spent to buy the news, right? So it's for attention, like you said. I mean, the entire world may be talking about this, right? Which is going to make them money. You're not making money from it. They are. And I think it's monetarily based. And it may be some type of, underlying animosity or bias from out of their office. We don't know. That's something we can possibly discover or find out.
I wish that I could talk about more with this case.
Now, I'm going to pause it here and I want to get into it. So this lawyer he's working with is saying, hey, there's transcripts, there's more to the case. So clearly they have more to it than the snippet of what we just saw, where Corey walked up to this woman and mushed her in the face. So they're saying there's more to it. Everybody's saying this happened a while ago and he was cleared of it, but it apparently is coming back up because now he's acquired a lawyer. So he has to still fight on this case that is old because of, the allegations and and that is resurfacing. So my thing is, we got to see the full tape. I would want to see the full tape. I want to see what actually transpired. Because we know that there are a lot of cases where people can just give you a snippet of something and they could, just put that out there. And that is looked at as the whole thing. And we know, the same thing when we talk about, because I think Corey mentioned too, the brick lady, a whole bunch of women jumped to the defense of this lady when this lady straight up lied. She straight up lied. You know what I'm saying? My thing is this. You got to look at all of the evidence. You can't take a little snippet of something just because you don't like somebody. Look, I may not like you, but if there's some false allegations, if there's some false allegations or there's something that is being switched up and, I may not like you or don't care for you or whatever, I still think that if that is not if there's more to the story, I still want to give you the benefit of the doubt, get all of the information. That's what you do in the court of law. That's the whole point. You got to get evidence. You got to get all of the evidence and you got to evaluate the evidence. That's what the investigation is for. Investigate the evidence and then come to your conclusion of whatever it is. But if that was not the case, there would be way more people locked up for things that they didn't do or for things that just went off of a just snippet or a lie or somebody making something up. If you did something, which people are saying, oh, he did because he mushed this lady in the face. But if there's more to it, the story, he didn't get arrested for that. They're investigated. They're saying there's more to it. Did she hit him first prior to that? And then, this occurred. We don't know. We have to see if that is the situation. So the same way you see a lot of women just straight up lie on men. Men are, get arrested for things they didn't do off of a lie. And then when the evidence comes out, there's no apology. There's no, there's nothing. You got to pick up the pieces. So this case is no different. Whether you like Corey or whoever, that does not matter. It's based on what really happened, what all happened. And so when I saw the TMZ video of the lady in question she was quiet and she wasn't saying much. And they're like, why didn't you press the charges? Are you going to? Like, she was very quiet. And my thing is this, hell, what's going on, Future King? Shout out to you. If you, what I was about to say, if you punch me in my face and it's I didn't do anything to you. I didn't tell you. I'm definitely pressing charges right away. You going to jail because you're not going to just put your hands on me for no reason. If it was just cut and dry, no reason. See, this is the thing that I don't like. And I think, look, you have men on these platforms who talk about how women lie on men, how women set them up, and how women do things that they shouldn't be doing. You shouldn't be out here. First off, as a woman, you shouldn't be out here trying to go toe to toe with a man. You know what they say? Look, you play stupid prizes. What they say? Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Or, F around and find out. Why are you as a woman going, if that's the case, going, and that lady admitted that she was roasted. I mean, look, or whatever, going back and forth. Why are you as a woman going back and forth with a man? That's the first place. You should, as a woman, you should not be out here roasting or going back and forth with a man if you can't handle it. First off, don't you know what I'm saying? Go back and forth with men and going toe to toe with a man. That's where I think women get out of line. Like, stop trying to go back and forth with a man. Stay in your lane. Go do what you got to do and stay that way. From what these people are saying allegedly about this woman, they're saying she ain't no, you know what I mean? That she, she's rough around the edges is what they're saying. And so she, they're saying she was antagonizing them, doing. I don't think you should. As much as people could look at the video and say, "Oh, Corey was wrong for that," because y'all know how I feel. Don't everybody keep your hands to yourself. So I'm real big on that. I don't think you should put your hands on anybody, and I also don't think that you should antagonize a person. Because as much as I believe that you should keep your hands to yourself and you should have enough control, there are some people who don't think like that. I can't control what everybody else does. I only can control myself. And while I don't agree that you should I think you should keep your hands to yourself, don't put your hands on nobody. I can't control how somebody is going to respond, and neither can you. So this is why I say, listen, don't antagonize somebody and think that, oh, they're going to have the control you think that they should have because you feel as a woman you have the advantage and that you could just say and do what you want, and then he just got to sit there and cower and take it because you know that if he responds to you in the way that men normally will respond. You know how you hear men say, hey, with two men going at it, they know you don't cross the line because it could get physical. So we already know the nature of men, that you ain't going to be able to just disrespect a man and talk crazy to him in his face and he not respond in a way. You can't determine how he going to respond, right? So they understand that when it's two men. But if you got a woman who's bucking up to a man like a man, and she could just say any type of thing out of her mouth, foul or whatever, then guess what? You can't control how a man is going to naturally respond, whether we agree with it or not. That's just common sense. You get what I'm saying? So it's easier said. I said this before. I could think how I want to think, but everybody don't think like that. And saying something based off of what somebody should do versus you being in that situation is two different things. There are a lot of things people say they would not do. Oh my God, you should not do that. You should do this or you shouldn't do that until you're in the situation. And sometimes you may be able to walk away. Sometimes you may be able to hold your composure, but you don't know what triggers people have. That's why I say you can't determine that until you're actually in a situation. There's a lot of things you say you won't do until you're in that situation, and then you respond totally differently. So, it is what it is. We can all have this moral high ground to say, oh, you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. But that's easy to say when you're not in that situation. That's like having a woman come up to you and mush you in your face as a man. You might say, you know what? There's nothing that could cause me to do that. There's nothing that would make me respond to her until it happens to you. And then you're in a situation and then she does that. And then you you deck her in the face. And then you're like, damn, I didn't think I would do that. You don't know fully until you're in that situation. It's easy to say what you won't do and when you don't have to deal with it. But when you have to deal with it, it could be a totally different situation. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Shout out to you, Liddell Jefferson. Thank you so much for the generous super chat. Says, a woman doesn't have the advantage. Exactly. And so look, I know that they know that they know that they can push somebody's buttons, and then they know if you respond in the way, you know, that you would respond, you know what I'm saying? They got you. This is why I say women aren't stupid. They know how to push a man's buttons. The same way when you're in a relationship with a man, she knows how to push you. This is why you see women arguing with men and following them around in the house, following them around, calling them out their name, saying everything they could say to them to push their buttons, because she knows that if he finally responds, she can play victim and everybody's going to run to her defense. That is the nature of a lot of women. And people just eat that up. Oh my God, he's the problem. He's the problem. But you don't never say that the woman is a problem until you're in that situation. There are a lot of men who have had to restrain themselves against women like that. Even if there has been situations where men have had to protect themselves, men have had to restrain these women, and they still get the backlash. Look at the whole DDG situation with Halle Bailey. She claimed he beat her down and knocked her head on the car and did all of that stuff. And then people start pulling the receipts and saying that wasn't, he knocked her tooth out, and then come find out her tooth was already her tooth that had happened before that incident is what they're showing. Thank you, Liddell Jefferson. Once again, I appreciate you so much for supporting the channel. Make sure you guys are supporting in this way. At least $5 super chat to support the channel, you guys. Make sure you are doing that. I appreciate you so much. Thank you once again, Liddell. I appreciate you so much for the support of the channel. Thank you so much. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's just people lose their minds. It's like you forget all of the things that men say on these panels and these platforms about this very same thing. And just to confirm for the record, listen, I don't think anybody should put their hands on anybody. But y'all got to understand too, this is the game that women play because they know everybody's going to forget all of that and say, oh my God. And on top of that, if they don't like you, damn, they're going to crucify you because they're like, well, you shouldn't have did it. Well, she shouldn't have did what she did. You know what I mean? Nobody looks, and now let me say this and then we're going to play. This is why women get away with what they get away with, because they get a lot of passes. Nobody wants to look at the behavior of the woman. You only want to look at the behavior of the man. Men are held to a high standard to where they can't even do anything remotely out of order, but women can be out of order to the umpteenth degree. And they can say and do whatever they want, and everybody's, men and women alike, still gonna come out and defend them no matter what. And I think that is a major problem. And this is why women get to have these unrealistic expectations. This is why they get to cry wolf and play victim all the time. And now you have men complaining about it, but there are a lot of men and women who condone that behavior. Because when you don't say anything and you don't call it out, this is why women have such a problem with accountability today. Because nobody has held them accountable. No matter what they do, it's okay. And it's pushed to the side and everybody jump on the man. The man have to be Jesus and the woman could be Satan 24/7. That's just how it's been. And I see it play out. Women could be as reckless as possible, do all, and everybody gonna revert back to, find some type of way to blame the man. These are human beings. They're not robots with no feelings. Even though they don't like to show it, these are human beings. They have feelings too. You can't run up on a man and then want to play victim when a man responds the way a man will respond. This is why women shouldn't be doing it. I see women all the time buck up on a man all the time. And these men got to be like, and nobody stops her. Nobody says, get out that man's face. But when he responds, everybody jump on the man. Everybody jump on the man. Everybody. The women and the men. a group of niggas could be standing on the side watching this woman all in that man's face, cussing him out. You mother this and you and this and that, and they just sitting there watching. The minute he responds, even try to push out his face, all the niggas gonna run and jump on him. Why y'all don't stop the woman? That's what I'm saying. Why y'all don't correct her and say, "Come on, ma'am, get out his face. Now you violating. You're violating his space. Don't do that. That's a man." Why nobody does that? The men and the women just sit there and watch. And you could go anywhere on social media and go to the hood in real life. Nobody be stopping these women who are bucking up to these men. And when you know this man could hurt you, they don't feel no fear or nothing. They do it. And then everybody just sit back on chill mode. If the man even inference to stop her, you don't hit a woman. It's okay. Okay. Don't put your hands on a woman. Exactly. I agree. But we also got to agree that a woman shouldn't be in a man's face disrespecting him. You shouldn't be bucking up to him. You need to be able to control yourself too. So you need to have a level of composure and control on your end if you want this man to have a level of composure and control on his end. Both sides have to be controlled. You cannot do that. So I'm just saying, like, you got to look at the whole picture, not just one little piece. This is why I say, listen, if Courtney has more to the video, that needs to come out because people need to see it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, once again, for the people in the back, no, I don't condone violence on no verbal, physical, any of it. All of that is considered abuse and abuse. You can verbally abuse somebody, attack them verbally, and then go and hide your hand because if a man responds physically, which most men do, oh my God, it's all on him, but it's nothing on her. But women can also in the same breath claim verbal abuse. Is verbal abuse real or is it just real for women? Are women the only ones who can claim verbal abuse? Because if a woman verbally abuses a man, that seems to be okay. If he claims, men, and the thing about it, men don't even report that. They just move on because they know men can't be victims. Women are only the victims in a lot of these situations. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I think people pick and choose when they want, because when we've talked about other cases of men defending themselves or whatever, people understand it. So I think when it's a situation of a person that you don't like, okay, yeah, the narrative changes. But that's crazy. And I've seen too much of this happening. A lot of these women get away with this kind of stuff. This is why they could cry and claim, oh my God, but they never want to accept their part. But when you go into court and you lay it all out, then you see something different. But people are still going to push the narrative that they want. That's all I'm saying. Hit the like button, y'all, please. If you're watching this, please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Let's continue.
Out loud. But I am going to obey what the judge told me. And she was very clear when she said, don't mention things about this case because of what was placed upon me, not to talk about it, and what was placed upon two other parties where we're not supposed to be talking about this because I'm going to be bold enough to say this. When I found out that I had a case against me, it was because I call it God, but a person who is a lawyer called me 4 or 5 days before the second hearing was to be held and said, do you know that there is a case against you? And I said, no. You know what I'm saying? She was like, this is the second hearing and someone has said you pulled out a gun. So it was, I went into court under the heat, and when I went to the courthouse, you could not find where the case was being held. The only reason I was able to find out where the case was being held is because I'm Corey Holcomb, and somebody say, "What's up?" And I was like, "Hey man, I can't find it. It's not on the board." They tried to hide this from me. And this is what I tried to explain, but when I'm explaining it myself, it's not as effective as if somebody like you are explaining it. You get what I'm saying? So from the very beginning, like when somebody say they served you, that was forged. So I'm so glad you were bored. So now we can sweep through everything that happened and we can find out why I wasn't the only one who was reprimanded.
Now, that I find that interesting. But you know, child, it is what it is. Shout out to you, Nathan Hampton. Thank you so much for being here and subscribing. I appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Captain Caveman, thank you for the super chat. Says because they know men are held responsible to the code of never hit a woman. A woman hit me. I asked them to provide me their man so I can make the donuts. What? Captain Caveman. Because they know men are held responsible to the code of never hit a woman hit me. I asked them to provide me their man so I can make the donuts, baby. Thank you, Captain Caveman. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Yes, Lord. Yeah, and I think, yeah, women, you know, depend on, you know, they depend on or bank on a man never, you know, and once again, I don't condone anybody, not just a man, but anybody, man, woman, anybody, child, I don't care who. Keep your goddamn hands to yourself. Don't go hitting anybody if you don't want to be hit back. If you don't want somebody to do that to you, don't do it to them. Period. But y'all need to, this needs to be honed in for women, because men aren't the only ones who abuse women. There are women who do the same. Women are ready to put their hands on somebody. They have no control too a lot of times. And nobody likes to call it out for some reason, but they'll do it with the quickness. So yeah, you put your hand in somebody's face. That is very disrespectful to put your hands in anybody's face and hit them, and then you think it's supposed to be excused, and then when the man responds, he meets your energy or match your energy. Now all of a sudden, oh my God, you're a victim, and everybody just falls for it. Everybody just run with it. If you have a son and he has a girlfriend, and that girlfriend is calling him all kind of bees and hoes and in his face and pushing him and slapping him, are you going to sit there as a man and watch this woman do this to your son, and you just going to be, oh, son, walk away? Okay, you want to tell him to walk away, right? But you're going to just tell your son, let me know. If you have a son and he has a girlfriend and you witness this girl slapping on your son now and pushing him around and disrespecting him, and he just moving away and she keep doing it, how you gonna look at your son? You gonna look at your son and be like, son, yeah, you know what? Just ignore her. Just ignore her. You know what I'm saying? That's a woman. You can't do anything. You know, that's a woman. Because I say this too. The more you allow, when women know they can do it and there's no response, they're gonna keep doing it. They're gonna keep doing it. When they know that they can disrespect you and talk to you and treat you a kind of way, they're going to treat you as such, and they're going to continue to do it until you decide to do something about it. Walk away from them, leave them alone, whatever. And then when you walk away from them and leave them alone, they piss because they're mad that you're no longer their punching bag. Come on. We can address that there are some abusive men out here who abuse women and they have no qualms about it. Yes, that exists. But there are also, everybody going to acknowledge that. Oh my God, there's abusive men. Yes, we acknowledge that there are abusive men, but those men will be held accountable because it's expected of them to be abusive. But when it's a woman, oh, we got to sugarcoat and, you know, back up and turn around and wonder, wait a minute, is this real? You know, it's like you got to second guess when there's abusive women out here. Well, you know, then it's like, well, what did you do to her? But there's never, what did she do to him if he defends himself? Just defends himself. I was trying to say earlier, I forgot, you can't even restrain a woman, because if you restrain her, you know, sometimes you put your hands on her because men are strong. You can leave a mark by restraining her with your hand on her arms, and then, oh my God, see, this is the abuse. Well, he's just holding you back. That was the case with DDG and Halle Bailey. He said he was restraining her, and she bruised, because she bruised easily, probably, which a lot of women do. Bruise easily. If somebody holds you tight, their fingerprints will be on your arm, especially if you're light skinned and you bruise easily. That can happen. But oh my God, that's weaponized. He's trying to hold her back. So y'all don't want men to defend themselves at all. You just want a woman just to walk up and bust you in the head, and you're just supposed to go cry and get in the ambulance and get it tucked up, healed, and go back home, healed, be quiet, and then come back out. Like, come on now, this is stupid. This is stupid. No. And I'm just saying, listen, we don't have all of the information in this particular Corey Holcomb situation. So I'm not saying that was actually the case, because we need all of the information. I'm saying if it comes out that this woman hit him first and then he ended up walking over and mushing her in the face, then do you think that that's warranted or no? Because some people are like, no, she hit him, so just don't ever hit a woman. Just go cry your feelings to yourself and don't do anything. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's crazy to me. Captain Caveman, again, thank you for the super chat, says, hit me. Okay, where's your man or brother? Bip, bam, boom. Right. And I'm just saying, I think it's weird. Thank you, Captain Caveman. I appreciate you. I think it's weird. You know what I'm saying? That men are just supposed to just accept whatever. That's what we talk about. Divine Photo, shout out to you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says, ladies can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't want traditional values while acting masculine along with competing with men. Femininity saves lives. I agree. Oh my God. And that's what I'm saying. You got women who act like men, but it's like you want to act like a man and jump up like a man, but then when a man responds to you like a man, then you want to go back to being a woman. Oh my God, it's this and that. No, you can't have it both ways. Thank you, Divine Photos. I appreciate you. DeeDee, it's okay for you to be biased. A lot of us found you on 5150. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate supporting. No, my thing is, I'm just giving my opinion about what I see. And somehow people can't handle that. People want you to be, delusional, or they don't want you to really think and be logical in your thinking. They want you to, they say women are emotional in their feelings, but at the same time, but then it's like it's convenient for women to be emotional in your feelings when people want to talk about you. When you want to talk about women, the first thing I hear a lot of men, women are emotional in their feelings and this and that. And they can't make logical decisions. But when you are logical in your thinking and assess things the way it should be, then they're like, oh my God, they don't really want you to be that way, But, it is what it is. I think, I am a woman and I can be in my feelings. Yes. And I can be emotional, and my husband can attest. But I also learned how to be a bit logical from my husband, to look at things and not just jump to conclusions and just play into that emotional realm that they say we are and just react based off of your feelings. No. And you can't just react based, you got to think for yourself. And that's another thing too. I don't think people think for themselves and just go along with whatever the narrative is they want to go along with, especially if they don't like somebody. And see, I always say this, listen, it's not about that for me, because I don't know these people. That's the thing. A lot of people are in their feelings and they're biased towards one side. I don't know you. I don't know these folks. That's what people don't understand. Like, I don't know. I'm just going off of what I see and what I think. I think a certain way, and you can't change the way people think. You can think for yourself. If you have if you have an idea or an opinion about something, I can respect your opinion. I don't have to agree. And I think, boy, let me tell you something. And I say this all the time. Then we're going to get back into the video. Listen, I speak up on the behalf of men who I think don't have a voice and should have a voice, because the narrative of that all men are just a certain way has been shifted and pushed for too long. So that's where I come in, because I think men have not been given a fair shake. But I also agree that there are men out here who don't know how to treat women right. There are men out here who are deadbeats. There are men out here who don't know how to treat women and we're not taught that way. So I can understand as a logical thinking woman who have feminine traits, but I still can have enough sense to know that all of this exists. But one thing I've learned too by being in this space on YouTube is I have given a lot of credit to men, but some of that credit is not deserving to some of these, because some of them think like women and think emotional and like they're in their emotional feelings like women. And I don't like to focus on it, but there are men out here who are products of their single mother-led households. And they can't understand that a woman has an opinion and is logical about it and looking at the whole thing and not just the parts that they want you to look at. That's what women do. But see, it's easier to call it out for women, but then when it's called out on a man, they don't like it. But there are emotional men, feminine men out here as well. And you could see it. And I'm not saying it as a negative thing. I'm just calling it for what it is. That's why I was talking about taking sides. How can I take sides for niggas I don't know? I'm just saying, I don't know you. It's not a personal. I'm just giving my opinion of what I think. If you don't agree, cool. If you agree, cool. Why does it have to be like, it's weird to me. It's weird to me. I'm looking at the evidence that's presented. I'm looking at what it is, and I'm giving my opinion. Why is that so hard for people to accept? That's why I say there's a lot more work that needs to be done in just people in general. It's not just women. It's not just men. It's every goddamn body. And, the thing about it is you could get caught up in this thing where, where people want you, oh, you're this side. I'm going to say it for the record once again. I ain't on nobody goddamn side that I don't know. That is some weird-ish. I don't know these people. This is social media. Y'all got to understand that. I don't understand why that's so. I thought that was already, understood. I don't know these people. This is social media where everybody gives their opinion. There are opinions that I don't agree with. There are opinions that I agree with. If I agree with something, I'll tell you. If I don't agree with it, I'll tell you. But for some odd reason, people have a hard time accepting people's opinions. My God, that's why I said it's a bigger issue than any of us could understand. Like, damn, you can't even just say, you know what, DeeDee, I don't agree with you. And I'm like, okay, I understand. And I'll tell you, if I see lots of content on social media that I don't agree with. And you know what I'm saying? If you ask me whether I agree with it, I'll say no, or I'll say yes. And that's it. But for some, I can accept, I have enough sense to understand that, hey, opinions are not going to always, you're not going to always agree with people, but why is it people take that shit personally? But I think if you take it personally, you got some more growing to do. Like, come on now. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. To me, at least. You know what I'm saying? If I don't know you personally, I can't go past just what I see. You know what I mean? On social media. I don't know these people. Y'all gotta understand, they don't know me. We don't know each other. We all give our opinions, and I can respect yours, but respect mine. I don't understand why that's so hard to do. And then we wonder why you can't have successful relationships. Both men and women. You can't have successful relationships because everybody's in their feelings. The niggas and the chicks. Everybody in their feelings, to be honest. Ain't nobody more logical. Well, I ain't gonna say nobody, because there are some that are, but there's some aren't. You don't know how to regulate your own emotions and feelings. Women and men. You don't know how to agree to disagree. You don't know how to resolve conflicts. And it's clear, because this is what all of this is. It's conflicts after conflict. Conflict about somebody's opinion, conflict about this one, and why you think like this? Nigga, why you don't agree? You on this side. Oh my God, you taking side. Who gives a shit? That ain't your life. You give your opinion, and that's it. Keep it moving. If it ain't got nothing to do with your family, your wife, your children, your livelihood, why do people take it so personally? It's like, I really do think there are some people who are living vicariously through these people or something. They want their life or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got to be somebody that got some insecurities, or, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Kevin says, DeeDee, this is a content creator. Wait, D, you're a content creator. This is your job. Damn, what they think. Right? It's crazy. But yeah, it is crazy. I don't understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? I really don't be getting it, y'all. I really be shocked. And that's what I said too. One thing I've learned, and I'm just gonna say it, being in this space where I mostly defend a lot of men, because I defend men for the most part, or anybody. If you're right, you're right. You're wrong, you're wrong. I defend anything that's right, in my opinion. Some things people may, push back and say, I don't think you're the right on this. I don't think, and why I don't get upset and pull my hair out and start wanting to cuss people out. Why? Because I think I'm not in that space of looking at it personally. Unless you disrespect me, and then even that. You know what I'm saying? I'll have my 2 cents on it and keep it moving, because I know you don't know me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Only people that know me in real life, or know my, then I can understand that. But come on, y'all got to understand this is social media. People are going to, people just giving their opinion. If it doesn't apply to your life, let it fly. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just think it's crazy. That's why I think it's crazy. For this taking sides stuff, it's weird to me. But yeah, but one thing I've learned in this space, we're gonna get back to the video, y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Please hit the like button. As Alex said, 141 people in the building and 100 likes. Hit the like button, y'all. Yeah, one thing I've learned in this space, that you got to call a spade a spade. If yes, I talk about men and defend men, because I don't believe that all men are horrible. I don't, and that's just my experience. I don't believe that all men are deadbeats. I don't believe that all men are just horrible creatures. I don't believe that all men are just these black men, or just this low down dirty scum, and they do you dirty. No, I don't believe that, because that has not been my experience. So I speak on my experience. Now, while women have experienced negativity with men and bad relationships, that's their experience. I'm saying, hey, call out your experiences, but don't put that on all men, because I know all men are not like that, because I know that there are good men out there, because I know the good men. And I have a good man. So I'm not going to say all men just going to do you dirty and all men are abusive, because that's not my experience. I have never been in an abusive relationship, and my husband is not an abusive man. So I speak on my experience and what I've seen, and I've seen horrible men and I've seen good men. So all I'm saying is, don't put everybody in this one boat. Talk about your experiences, but don't put everybody in that. The same way there are good women, but we can all acknowledge there are good women, especially when it's coming from a woman's perspective, but we don't want to acknowledge that there are good men. There are good women and there's some shady women. And I've seen both. Cheaters, liars, the whole thing, manipulators, all of it. But once again, it all boils down to a person's opinion. It's just an opinion. If you can't accept people's opinions of what they think about something, you got work to do on yourself. I'm just saying. Hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. Let's get back into the video. Here we go.
Because that's not what's being said. The narrative that's being said is that, like the guy who walked up to me at the airport. So she said you had a gun. And I'm like, I see what they trying to do. Because from what I understand, that might be a way to get things brought back up in another way. So I don't know, Derek. Do you know can you give me any information on what I may be up against? Because I believe this woman named Sean Holly, which I'm going to talk about during this show, I believe she is behind it all. I do, because she was brought out in the courtroom because somebody made a mistake and pretended like Sean Holly was their lawyer. And the judge called her. And when you hear this phone call, Miss Sean Holly is going to have a lot of explaining to do, because I have proof of things she's done since she talked to the judge. And Sean Holly lied to the judge. I can prove it. If I couldn't prove it, I would be in hot water right now, right?
You would.
I would be in hot water. I can prove this crooked attorney lied to the judge. Real talk. So that's what I'm up against out here in California with people. You know, I get it. My voice is irritating to some people, but I've irritated some 1,000-pound gorillas out here, and you know what I'm saying. It's like I'm just trying to. I'm glad you're aboard to help guide me from here on out what to do, man. And before I took you on, I've read about all the things you've done to help people, man. Because, yo, I have the lady, Sean Holly, talking about how she does this thing for a monetary gain, and the clients are not the priority. But there's proof that you do things to help people, man. And how I found you, only God can explain it. This is what I'm saying. How I found you, because it's not easy to find a lawyer that's really going to help you. It's not. Most of the time, you find a lawyer that's going to text you. You know what I'm saying? So I've read how you have helped people, brother. You've done some amazing things to help people. And I'm telling you, man, I'm honored to know you. I'm honored to have you helping me, man. I'm just getting the people like, if people, can you say your full name so everybody know? Because I want people to know you. Right.
Derek Deyon, DerekDeyon. Instagram is DEREK.DEYON. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, it's real, man. I hate when people act like I'm a liar and things like that. Anybody can lie. And if somebody say they ain't never lied, they lie. But I've graduated. I consider myself an elder in society. And though I may have weird ways of going about it, I'm not lying to you. I'm not trying to be slick to you with nobody. And I feel like we'll get to the bottom of this, because to know my reputation was ruined that way in front of the world. Like I said, since I took you on, I sleep a little better. But yo.
And this is a question I want to ask too. Do y'all think Corey is hurting himself by keep talking about it? Because I heard somebody say that too. He shouldn't talk about it. Do y'all think this is helping the case by him still talking about it, or y'all think he should just be quiet? Let me know in the chat, y'all. What do y'all think? Do y'all think he should just stop talking about it, or what? Let me know. But let's continue.
I couldn't believe how they took this situation and turned it into that. No judge would grant me protection unless they saw I needed protection.
That's right. That's
and
right.
It was a female judge.
That's right.
I'm just saying, for people who don't know all of the things, I hope I'm not talking about the case too much. Am I doing too much? Please,
I mean, the restraining order is public record. Just don't get into the facts of the case. So.
Okay, I won't. I know I can't. And a lot of people might not understand that, but I literally can't talk about what happened with everything that's going on with me right now. I need to have this all sorted out. So within weeks or maybe a month, I believe that you're going to see other things where proof that I was attacked by people. I can't say everybody, but I will say I was attacked by Sean Holly. I was attacked by TMZ. When I saw them two little boys up there trying to lead people on with questions, I was like, look at this. I was attacked. And yo, I believe I can still do my comedy and build myself back up, but it's not gonna be easy, man, because the label of a woman beater is out there on Corey Holcomb now. Yeah, so brother Derek, we will continue to talk. I know it's late out there. I appreciate you staying up to do this, man. And I know you got to go to bed, brother. Thank you. I'll be talking to you real soon, man.
Let's talk tomorrow. I appreciate you.
Okay, thanks, man. I'll talk to you soon. Derek Deyon, y'all. Right. Much respect. Yeah, respect. Much respect. So, Yeah, man. I motherfucking damn near fell out on stage and motherfucking can you imagine throwing up in front of people?
Man, that's embarrassing.
I just was like, I was on stage, I was trying to finish the set, but it finally caught up with me. The stress. I'm an OG, man. You know what I'm saying? I was like, God damn. When they was carrying me off, I said, did I pass out? And I saw these people looking. But it was, I was up there about 30 minutes, but they clapped as I was being carried off stage. Because it's really the people who, okay, I got to talk like I talk. People who fuck with me come see me.
Right. He said I gotta talk the way I talk. I thought that was funny. So let me ask y'all this question too. Do you think this is going to, somebody mentioned it's not gonna hurt his pockets. Do y'all think it's gonna hurt his pockets? And how long do y'all think this is gonna be drawn out? Like, is this gonna be dragged out for months and months and months? Or do y'all think this is something that's gonna fade and Corey will be fine? I don't know. I personally think he's gonna be fine. I don't think this is going to affect him in a massive way. His reputation, like he said, that's something that he's going to rebuild. But I mean, do y'all think Corey had a great reputation amongst women? Because I see a whole bunch of women who don't like Corey Holcomb. Even other comedians don't like him. They're already saying bad things about him. Even before I went on the Corey Holcomb show, I've heard negative things about Corey Holcomb from a bunch of women. I've never really heard too many men say negative things about him, but I've heard a few, but mostly women already didn't like him. They already said he talks bad about women, I heard that, but so, I mean, this is why I don't think that this is going to affect him too negatively, because I think he has a fan base that already knows what he's about. Whether you agree with it or like it or not, he has a fan base who supports him. So I don't think it will. But what's your thoughts? Do y'all think this is going to negatively affect him or what? I don't know. I don't think it will, but I could be wrong. I don't think it will. Let's continue. We're gonna do a little bit more of this because I want to hear what there's a lady on here who's talking, and I want to get what she has to say. And then I'm not gonna go too far on this. I'll put the link. This is the link I'll put the link in the description for his full video if y'all haven't seen it. But let's continue. Hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button, y'all. 130 people watching. Go ahead and hit the like button. Or 130 people in the chat. Hit the like button, y'all.
You can't destroy my brand with sucker shit like this easily, even though my brand took a major hit. But yo, I don't want to hog everything. Did you want to say something, Craig? Because I don't want to.
Nah, man. Well, first of all, that you're not feeling well, so thanks for coming. I know you're not.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm fighting some bullshit. But,
they gave him, somebody gave him some shit. He looked better now.
Oh, yeah. I'm about to get to the house after this and go right to resting. I mean, at the end of the day, man, political distractionists, manipulation games, this is what they're meant for. They're meant to shake you at your core. They're meant to sway people's perception of you. They're meant to get the attention off of, whatever the initial argument is. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, where we are, we can't stop and we can't change what got us to where we are. All we can do is just stay solid. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we've been under attack with you as well, which I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. None of that shit y'all been sending me. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You know what I mean? So, I ain't no weak nigga as far as I don't change up on motherfuckers I love because of what everybody else is saying. I done been through shit like this in my life as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm a stomp down nigga though. So if you want to run up, whatever you gonna do, if you feel like you seen something you don't like, run up and see what happened to your bitch ass out there.
Well, what you saying that, Craig, you also have to remember, because of course there's a lot of people talking about, yeah, if Corey this, if Corey that, then he would have did something. Listen, Craig, don't you have a productive week and a new son?
Yeah, man, I'm blessed.
You don't have time.
Yeah, I don't have time for none of that.
Phase.
But there's people.
People who don't have health insurance.
I don't mean it in that way. But if it happened, I mean this. it's niggas who have cartoon minds in this world that believe everything they see as they see it, which is why that video was sped up.
Which one?
The video with old girl was sped up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? A little bit faster so it look a little crazier. You know what I'm saying? So you got all these little manipulation tactics and shit going on. And, you know, I would just ask yourself, man, this ain't Tom and Jerry, man. This is real life, man. So,
hey, do you have the video where, well, no, hold on, before we play that, I get that.
So me as
not
a man,
that video. I ain't talking about the video where I had enough. I ain't talking about that video. I mean, shit, I admitted I had enough on my show. But anyway, I'm talking about there's a video that was on the internet immediately after this. And I want to see somebody who got punched TMZ, punched Sean Holly. I want to see this because this is what y'all said. So this person, because of attention, which goes back to this other dude who was on the show a couple of weeks ago, because of attention, you made a fool out of yourself. You could have actually been slick. Maybe even did something to yourself to make it look like I did something diabolical. But because you wasn't smart enough and you wanted some attention so bad, somebody was on the internet right after weird claims, and I just want people to see. I ain't living like that. If I do it, I stand on it at this age. If I do it, I stand on it at this age. I got forces of evil trying to line me up. And
now, see, that's the part that I was saying too. He said he mushed her in the face. I could see if he was denying it. You know what I mean? There's something to be said about that. So if he's saying I mushed her in the face, then whatever consequences he had for mushing her in the face, that's what he would get. As opposed to him lying. If he was lying, saying I didn't mush her in the face, he been said he did it. I don't understand. I'm confused. Like, he said I mushed old girl in the face. He said it. Now, you know what I mean? He said he did it. So he's not denying it. He said, I did it. Whether you agree with the behavior or not, he said he did it. If he had said, I ain't never mushed nobody in the face and I ain't never did that, and then the video come out, then I'm like, oh, nigga, now you've been exposed, you know? No, he been said he did it. He explained it. I saw the video. He said he did it. But why are people acting shocked when they see the video? He said he did it. Only reason I would have been shocked if he said, I did not do that. And then, like Diddy said, I never did that. And then the video come out of him dragging Cassie. That's where I was shocked. I'm like, oh, nah, come on now. You sit up here and say, I would. Diddy said the same thing. I did not do anything. And then they released the video. And here you are dragging this girl, kicking her and doing all that. Now it's like, oh, now baby, ain't no excuse whatsoever. Either way is bad. But you lied and said you didn't do nothing, and then boom, right after that, somebody released the tape of him doing the worst, kicking that girl and everything. So he said he mushed her in the face. He said that already. And then the video come out and people are like, oh my God, he punched a woman. Oh my God. You know? Anyway, that's all. I'm just saying, like, shit, like, nah, I don't condone him. Nobody putting their hands on it, but damn, at least he was honest about it. He did say he held himself accountable. Like he said, and I believe if he gonna stand on it, because he did he stood on it. He got to get credit for standing on the fact that he mushed her in the face. I mean, hell. But then other people, like, now everybody act like they shocked, like they didn't hear him say that. And yeah, no, keep your hands to yourself, period. I'm standing on that. But at the same time, people are acting like they never seen nobody get punched in the face. Y'all have seen worse things happen to women. Hell, there might be somebody out there has done way worse to a woman. I've seen women with black eyes. They literally got punched in the eye. I don't condone it, but they literally got punched in the eye. And some women stand on the fact that, yeah, I got punched in the eye. Yeah, I got it. I my bad. Because they knew they had put their hands on the man. There are some women now who acknowledge their faults. We don't see them too much though. Cause they like, yeah, I went up on him, I ran up on him, and I hit him, I bopped that nigga, and then he punched me in the eye. So that's fair game. There's some women, a few, who acknowledge when they wrong. There's a few of them that will say, yeah, he got me. They'll acknowledge, yeah, but I ran up on him, I had to do it. And then when he got you back, you didn't go and play victim. But the majority of women gonna just play victim. They don't want to call out their parts. They gonna just switch the narrative and play it around and act like, oh, they didn't do nothing. It's crazy though. Allegedly. Let's continue.
You ain't even finna, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm telling people, if you live a life that's straight up, chances are straight up good things can happen to you. I really believe that. If you live a life that's straight up, we all have temptations to do what's easy, but what's easy ain't always it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Go ahead, Darlene. I know you've been laid back. I get it. I appreciate it. You see, you got your little blue jean hat on this show.
I do. I try to do a little something different, and also I'm supporting if you guys are not up on Snow the Product, please look her up. Please look her up.
The singer?
Ain't no singer. She is a badass rapper. I'd say the baddest right now in the game.
What's her name, D?
Snow the Product. And she's a Latina. She's from San Jose. She does both.
Of course she's Latina.
Shut. Anyway, this is one of her merch things. It's a funny line. It's a double entendre. God bless all Latinas. The line of the song is God bless all Latinas. God bless where they're from. You want to deport them? I want them to come.
Oh, we got a shirt too.
Anyway,
we got a shirt.
So go Snow.
Cause let me tell you something. I ain't forgot about that small shit. That small shit, I ain't forgot about it. I have not forgot about that small shit, and we're gonna address that later on. Because like I say, I was wondering, how did that video that's edited get mass produced? I can't prove it yet, but there was a video online where me and Tampon got into it, and it looks like he stood up in front of me right there.
That's just quick editing.
That's to say it again, seat you in, Craig.
No, that's just quick editing.
That's quick editing. That's what I'm saying.
They just put it.
I saw this dude, I forgot his name, but everybody's playing a video that has been edited. There's a video, like I said, say it again, and then he stand up, like, let's go outside. That's not what happened. What happened was I told him, say it again, and he folded. That's really what happened. And like I say, I'm glad he didn't say it again, because I ain't got time for Tampon to be on no humbugging, but I do got time for this. Hey, Tampon, during the show, I brought up that lady who was murdered by ICE agents. And Tampon said, fuck that lady. So I made a shirt for, I hope that we get in touch with the lady who was unfortunately murdered, get in touch with her family. Because I made a shirt that I want to send everybody in her family, because, you know, he wants to talk about everybody else's family and kids, but if somebody say something about what might be something that touches his heart, he wants to control the way war goes. Let me tell him and everybody else, you not me. You not me. But this is dedicated to dude. We got a shirt that will be up for sale. Here it is. This is dedicated to you, Lane.
Oh my God, Lord.
Oh, that's cold.
Y'all, what the hell? What?
Oh my God.
What in the world? Jesus Christ. I didn't know Corey was going to bring that. I thought he had moved on from that, but I guess not. Y'all look at that shirt. Lord, why they got that man? Why they got it? That's supposed to be Anton in the Lord. This is insane. Why they got him? What is he on a stool? Why he's so wide? That's wrong. Why the hat so small? The face is the mouth big and the body is round like a snowman. Why would they do that? The little feet on a stool. That's low down. I'm sorry. That's low down. That's low down now. What? Why? Like, Lord, that ain't right. That ain't right. That's low down. I'm not even. Listen, I can't. The head do look like Mr. Potato Head. The body is big and round, and the lips. Where's his legs? Where the legs? The man don't have no legs. Why he do that? Baby, who they said? Somebody said, they said Kevin Samuel said he'll never argue with a comedian. Baby, and you see why. What in the world? Why he don't have no legs? Why he so big, child? These people are crazy as hell. Oh, Lord, let's continue.
This is dedicated to you, lame. If you want me to, call me again. I'll send you one. Motherfuckers out here thinking they can control how war go. You playing with me, I'm gonna play with you. I'm gonna play with you, man. You don't even know. I saw a video online. This man talk about all his paper. I saw a video online. You know what I'm saying? Dude, wife shopping at Walmart. And he supposed to be such a boss ass motherfucker, but his girl was at Walmart showing her ass in some jeans. Or they wasn't jeans, they was some cheap pants. I'm gonna play the video. Because let me tell everybody something out there. If you put a video or a picture online, it belongs to the game. It's not even your property no more.
Oh my God.
Did you know that? Thank Corey Holcomb for telling you that. Oh, Corey gonna get in trouble for showing this. Let me tell you something. If you put it online, it belongs to me.
It's the
He says, yeah. That nigga said it belongs to me.
It belongs to me. He said it belongs to me.
Oh my God. I told y'all, baby. This is a comedian. People be forgetting. These people are like, they gonna make jokes to the end, no matter what. No matter what situation they in, they gonna find a way to make a joke out of it. That's what comedians do. No, he could be a hot water up to his eyebrows. They use this kind of stuff. Every comedian does it. All of the situations, Martin Lawrence and this, serious situations he's been in, all these could be, they turn around and they make jokes about themselves. So if they gonna make jokes about themselves and talk about their serious situations as a joke, what do you think they gonna do about you? I wasn't fooling with no comedian either. Because they gonna rip you from head to toe. Whatever flaws you got, whatever you got going on, baby, they gonna bring it out and they gonna make jokes about it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying, y'all. Yeah, why? I wouldn't know. I'm not picking no fight with no goddamn comedian because you're gonna be a part of their punchline. That's what they do. They thrive off of this. They're relentless and they're not gonna let up. Them, we be like, okay, enough. No, it ain't never enough. And if the more you keep going, the more they gonna keep going. It don't matter. You could be on trial. They still gonna find a way to make jokes about it. All of it's gonna be a one big joke. They're not gonna stop, like he just said, and we've seen it happen before. It's just crazy. Oh my God. It's crazy though, but look, I don't know. I don't know how long. He probably never stopped talking about the man. Like, come on, Lord have mercy. A little bit more of this, y'all. Then I'm gonna wrap this up. Let's continue. Hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button.
First Amendment freedom of speech, and in the freedom of speech, you also are allotted the freedom to have your opinion, whether negative or positive, about anything, public figure.
That's what I'm
Public
saying.
figure,
So
anything.
people don't even know that, man.
Yeah.
They don't even know that. They acting like, because he sat back and tried to act like he was hurt. Get your cake ass out of here.
Yeah.
You can't afford to post primates. You simply can't.
Uh-huh.
If you post primates, I'm going to joke about it.
Mhm.
Tampon.
Oh my God.
That's God. That's where that beat came from, right there. Make sure it don't beat no more though. But that was God. That was God's drum roll. If you post primates, I'm going to joke about it. Because see, you don't post them. What you do is you be in the streets with women who you said, oh, and she was looking so good. Hey, I'm going to tell you, to the girl that you brought up here, once again, I have nothing personal against you. In fact, I will take time out of my busy schedule to show you some of this real game.
Oh
Stop
my
hanging
God.
with the lame and work him, because we can use his paper. We can use his paper. But little sister, I know you came all the way out here. He thought you wanted to go to the Lakers game with him. He don't know you came out here so you could be around the 5150 show. I think you should go online and tell that. We'll set it when you come on the 5150 show. And you know what I'm saying? We got some things for you.
He came out here for Eldon Campbell, but he died the week before.
You stupid.
In fact, goddamn, she just missed Eldon Campbell.
You stupid.
Rest in peace, Eldon Campbell.
Oh my God.
Hey, can I say something, man?
There you go.
Real quick.
Go ahead,
Are
man.
you familiar with contextomy?
Familiar with what?
It's a term in politics. It's called contextomy.
What's that?
This is one of the things that has been placed in front of you.
Hold on. Before you say that, I just also want to say that show where I'm supposed to be getting in trouble for, that show was, am I lying about that show? That show was what? YouTube did what with that show? They monetized it. So all you online lawyers, that show was viewed by YouTube and monetized by YouTube. Y'all don't know what y'all be talking about, man. Stop being a lawyer online. You're not a lawyer online. You somewhere using somebody else's internet, talking on somebody else's computer.
Tired of your car or truck feeling sluggish, burning more fuel, or racking up repair bills? It's time to give your engine a care.
Get your paper straight, man. Y'all know what you're talking about. Go ahead, give me this term.
Okay, contextomy. The root word of it is context. So just spell context and add O-M-E-Y to it. And that's basically a strategy in politics. And it has 5 different elements, right? It has selective quoting, false attribution, misleading framing, time manipulation, and convenient omission. So all these things are present when contextomy is used against a political opponent. And it's basically where they take a quote that you said or something you've done, and they take all the material from around it, all the details from around it, they strip it of context, and they present it to an audience or to the media as in a way where the new context matches their narrative. So
you understand the art of war is to destroy the credibility of somebody first.
Right.
That's number one rule in the art of war, destroy his credibility.
Right. So, but this is the actual strategy that whoever this is, whether it's Sean Hawley or him, I don't know, but this is a political strategy that you just have to be patient with, you know what I'm saying? Because it's false. It's false, you know what I mean? If you go back and watch any presidential debate, look how Donald Trump debates. They say a lot of false narratives about each other that they know aren't true about their opponent. But what this is supposed to represent is almost like in pimping, when we talk about the game you have, when you're standing on something solid, they're depending on frazzling you in front of your audience because they want it to appear to the audience like they're better for your audience than you are. So this is all strategic warfare that because you're a stomp down guy, you've been truthful, you're a very honest guy, that I truly believe you have nothing to worry about. You know what I'm saying? But these are one of the strategies that they use. And this is something you got to be very aware of if you're anybody that is doing anything publicly in which other personality types feel like they may be better for what you have going on than you are. They may be better suited for what you're doing than you are. This is just all strategic. It's all psychological. They're not standing on nothing solid at all. It's all bullshit. Now, the people that we lose in the process, those are casual motherfuckers. Them is the type of motherfuckers that was diehard Cat Williams fans 10 years ago, then diehard Kevin Hart fans 2 years after that, diehard Mike Epps fans 2 years before that. Fuck them type of people.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it there for a second. What do y'all think about what Craig is saying? I'm lost a little bit. Shout out to Craig. Make sure y'all hitting the like button. Somebody said Mika will be on the show. I mean, bet Mika will appear on 5150. Let's see if that's the case. She wanted to be on the show. I don't know. I think Mika should just leave all this alone because it does not look good unless she's going on the show to clear her name and speak on what's really happening. Then that would be, I mean, I don't think Anton would like that, but I mean, you know, unless she going on to really, you know, say her piece about all of it, because, you know, I thought Anton should have cleared some things up on her behalf, honestly. And that's just my personal opinion. I think Anton just kind of left her kind of hanging out there. You know what I mean? She was called names, and Anton never said, you know what, she's not that, and because now he's saying she's friends with his wife and stuff like that, but he didn't come out and say, oh, that's my friend and we're working together. He did say that, but he didn't say, you know what, she's not my side piece and she's not my B, and she don't deserve that. He really didn't defend her. You know what I mean? In my opinion, he really didn't defend her in all of this. He kind of just left her hanging. What's going on, yo? It's Eric TV. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. He really didn't defend her to say, you know, she's cool with your wife like that and all that. They're the best of friends. Well, why didn't you defend her? He didn't defend her. He didn't say, you know what, she don't deserve this, and how dare you come after her like that, and she is not my side piece. And he didn't say any of that, which makes people continue to speculate. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy though. So I was like, damn. And then, you know, she did the show when she's been kind of distancing herself from Anton's panels. She hasn't been on there as much. And then she was like saying she can't stand to be people to lie, which I felt like that was a directly at Anton, like, why you lie? She don't like liars. So she clearly felt some type of way. That video was interesting. But listen, on another note, did you guys see the Pearl? This is something on a whole nother topic, but did y'all see the Pearl debate? Is that something y'all want me to react to? Let me know if y'all want me to go live and react to the Pearl debate, because I saw this recently. Which I saw Jazz reacting to it. Shout out to Jazz. She reacted to it, and I saw some other people reacting to it as well. Is that something y'all want me to react to? Let me know, because I can react to that, because people were saying it was just a mess. And I saw a little bit of it. I didn't watch it all. But I might react to that as well. But this was crazy. This whole situation with Mika and Anton and all of this, it's just crazy, y'all. But it's just a mess. So Anton sits in a window with his panel preaching to whites that FBA blacks are the problem in America. Pearl, was Pearly Things? Pearly Things did I'll probably react to it anyway. I didn't really watch it all, but I think I might. Mika should come up and talk to DeeDee to whites that FBA blacks are the problem in America. Oh my God. Wait, no. Did I read that wrong? No. Oh, I did see that. Yeah, that's crazy. You know. All of this is crazy, to be honest. Let's continue, y'all.
Everybody can't go to heaven, nigga. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? And the motherfuckers around you that like us that they attack, nigga, we ain't going nowhere. Fuck all you niggas, all you fly by night, lukewarm ass niggas, go. It don't mean nothing. We ain't losing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to let you know that as a homeboy, man, like, you know what, we stand with you, man. These motherfuckers, a lot of these people, they don't understand. They don't understand, man. Like right. That. So, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, I get what you're saying, man, and I'm glad you said it. And, you know, there's another thing that happens in this world. See, we still human beings. And most of us, even though we live a certain way, I live like a savage. I'm not perfect at all. I don't prey on the weak. I really don't. I don't prey on the weak like that, but I live a life where I need to do better. And I believe a lot of people live a life where they need to do better. In fact, want to do better. Now, that's not me judging, but I got a brother who I'm finna bring up here who also has something to say about this situation, and he is well informed in this situation, and I'm very glad that he's willing to come on the show because it takes courage for him to talk honestly and candidly about what he knows. We need to either get him a seat or can we get him a seat and make sure he's queued up on the camera? Get him a seat. Now listen to me. I've known this brother for a while, as he used to come. Whenever he come to LA, he visit the Improv and everything was cool, but it was a conflict of interest at one time with who he know, who I know, and all like that. But this man got in touch with me and is willing to talk about some things that I'm glad he will talk about, because once again, I'm not lying about nothing. I stand on everything I say, and I just want to see what my brother got to say. I want to ask him a couple of questions because I believe he can clear up a lot with what he has to say. Can we come on up here, Jerry?
Okay, before Jerry come on up, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Hit the like button, hit the like button. Somebody, Rainbow Kid says, DeeDee, when is the next women's panel? I'm not sure. You know, these women have to be available for that. We're going to try to get something else started because I like that idea. So yeah, but I can't tell you when. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Cabin Caveman says all female content creators should link up with Mika about this topic and ride this negative wave and get that paper. Cabin Caveman, that lady probably don't want to talk about it. Because if she would, I mean, if she did, she would be talking about it on her own channel. She has her own channel. If she wanted to talk about it, she would be getting the paper on her own channel because she could do it. That's the thing. She could get on her channel and just talk and say what she want to say, and she would get the views because people want to hear that kind of stuff. So I don't think she really want to talk about it in depth. You know what I mean? Alex, she did talk about it, but I mean, like to Cabin Caveman said, ride the wave, ride, you know, she would be making several videos and constantly like O'Shea is ain't stopping. When if you go after O'Shea is posting every day, all day about Anton. O'Shea is unstoppable. He just keep doing it. Now that's somebody who's gonna get that paper no matter what. I'm telling you that. He don't care. Oh my God. But yeah, I you know, so I just think, yeah, you know, sometimes people don't want to, you know, go that route. They don't want to go that route and talk about it. Because I'm thinking there's probably more she could say. But I'm hearing they're saying, you know, they're saying Anton make people, and this is allegedly, because I don't know if this is the case, but this is what people are allegedly saying, that he makes people sign NDAs. I don't know if that's true or not, y'all. Ain't my business. That's just what I heard. They said he allegedly makes people sign NDAs. So maybe, and I remember Mika being on the show saying she couldn't say what she wanted to say. So maybe that's part of it. I don't know. But let me know y'all thoughts. What's going on, original CMC? How are you? Shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here. Plus, many have spoke against her in the past about her character. Many people been knew about her for years. Okay, that's something I didn't know, but that's crazy. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Anton may have an NDA on her shaking my head. Maybe because she was saying she couldn't say what she wanted to say on the thing. So I don't know. But listen, look, this is a hot mess. Let's listen to what this man is saying, y'all, and we're gonna wrap this up in a couple of minutes. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. Here we go.
Come on up here.
Hey,
You all right, baby?
Yes, sir.
Respect, man. I'm telling you,
Hey,
man,
man.
I'm so glad you came on the show, man. Listen, will you tell people who you are, man?
What's up? My name's Jerry Law, man. Dumbass East Duncan. I'm from the town.
That's right.
Comedian, man. You know it. Yeah, area.
Look, let me tell you something about this comedy thing, man. When I was in court with this, the judge said something to make me feel good. She said, you guys sound like you have a great community of how y'all get together and hang out. Because I'm gonna tell you something, I haven't done it in a while, and I'm not saying I won't never do it again. It's just, if I do it again, it has to be under different circumstances. We had got to the point where the show at the Improv on Monday nights really was going on outside. The show was really going on outside because all us, me, Jerry, couple of people that's up here, I'm gonna let speak. We all used to hang outside on Mondays where we had almost or more outside than in the showroom. And with events that happen, sometimes there's conflicts of interest. But this is Jerry, and I'm just saying, it's like, there was definitely conflicts of interest when everything happened. And I just want to ask you, brother,
Yes, sir.
you know, when we was in Oakland,
Yeah.
me and you was barking at each other. I was like, hold up, this dude, because I didn't realize it was you for a second, because but we was barking at each other, right?
For sure.
Can they hear the brother? We was barking at each other. So
sure.
It was like, it was left with a feeling of unemptiness. But I don't know if you remember the last thing I said to you, you know what? My bad, forget it. Am I lying?
No,
I said something like that.
Yeah, you was like, man, I ain't even tripping, dog, but you can't come up in here, though. I'm like, nigga, I ain't trying to come up in there, motherfucker.
Right, I get it. But I was shocked to see you because there was a conflict of interest.
I totally understand that.
And you were speaking for the people you knew better. Yeah. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But as things have developed, just like clockwork, people think if you watch somebody throw an innocent person under the bus, do you know they're going to throw you under the bus as well? I'm serious. Everybody, see, when I was younger, I didn't know that. I used to be like, well, he ain't did that to me. That's how I used to be. But Brother Jerry, I'm laughing not to be rubbing it in, just saying, like, this is how it go every time. Brother Jerry has been thrown under the bus even after he picked a side and stood on it. Brother, can you elaborate a little bit on what happened to you, man? Like, I ain't trying to put you on the spot to do nothing you don't want to do.
There's no pressure on you, man.
But I'm glad you're here saying this because there's a narrative being put on TMZ like there's an angel being destroyed. And that's just not what's happening.
Yeah, no, it's what happened was, to me, was that after everything took place, like I said, it was going on front for so long. And I'm trying to tell Shorty, hey, cut it out. Motherfucker don't want to listen. Nah. And then the homie, he say, hey, cut it out. Motherfucker don't want to listen.
I have to say this. The homie is a guy.
Yeah, her dude. Yeah, my boy.
Wasn't he trying to grab her?
He was trying to grab her. I was trying to grab her. She wouldn't listen. She wasn't fucking with it. She wasn't going for it. So then I'm like, look, I don't get down like this. This ain't how I rock. We're not finna be out here screaming and nothing. I'm saying, like, you too turned for what this is. This ain't even about that. We have fun. Next thing I know, she screamed on me. She said, do you live out here? I said, nah. She stumped again. Well, let me do me. Let you do you. So I'm like, well, what is doing you? Because you got us looking bad out here. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go back to the soil. So I'm like, man, we don't rock like that. So next thing you know, after everything transpired, after you do that, I walk over, get in a little group with the rest, with Cam and all of them. Next thing I know, the commotion. Oh, shit. Look around. I'm like, oh, shit. And I hear, that's what I wanted you to do. Yeah, that's what I wanted you. Yeah, you did. I said, ooh. I'm like, nigga, I've been bamboozled. I've been
What the brother is saying is, I'm telling you, after everything went like it went, it was rubbed in as if I got you. That's what I wanted. This on everything, homie. I swear, I won't lie. I wouldn't put this man up here and try to talk him into lying, because me and him, we was at each other in Oakland.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad, because I understand the position you in. You from the motherfucking streets. Yeah. And I would never play with you in front of the streets, because the streets watch this show.
100. It's all street people. And then,
But
like I said,
anything you don't want to answer, don't answer. Because I just want to ask you this. You was with certain people after everything went down.
Yeah.
Man, look.
So, you know, I guess the point of Corey bringing these people up is just to see, to see a different side of it, to see that there's more to it than what meets the eye. You know, I guess that's what he's doing, bringing people in to who was there to, you know, say, hey, it's not just this cut and dry, that this is, you know, to try to, like, you know, show it from a different perspective. You know, and I get it. I want to see this, how this all unfolds. Honestly, I'm ready to get to the end of it, to see how it unfolds, to see how this plays out. Like, if there's more video to show something that will, you know, sway people's minds in a different direction. I want to see that. I want to see the rest of the video. I want to see what else happened or whatever, how this unfolds, you know, and move on from it. Hopefully, you know, everybody can move on from all of it, you know, and just move on, you know, and learn from it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this is a teachable learning lesson or something. You know, everything that happens in life, I think it could be a teachable moment. Learn from whatever is happening, do better. You know what I mean? Don't associate with people who could bring you down. You know what I mean? Just learn from it and do better. That's the whole, to me, that's one of the main things that you can do in life, is just learn from your mistakes, learn from, you know, things that you've done in the past that contributed, or just stay away from people who don't mean you no good, or, you know what I'm saying? Do whatever, just learn from it. That's all. But I see what Corey is doing. He's trying to show, hey, that he's, he's trying to mend his, show that he's not just this malicious person that's going around punching people in the face. I guess that's trying to prove that it wasn't just that. You know what I'm saying? Trying to, help fix his reputation. I guess that's not what he does. So, whether people see him, like the people who already don't like him, whether that's going to change or not, I don't think so. I think for people who already don't like him, they're just not going to like him. There's nothing he could do to change their minds. People who don't like a person, you can do all the good in the world, they still don't like you for whatever reason. A lot of women didn't like Kevin Samuels, and he didn't do them nothing. They just didn't like him because they didn't like what he was saying. They crucified him even in his passing. They didn't like him, so they never gonna like him. You know what I'm saying? So you can't sway people's minds who just don't like you. For people who are looking at it and looking at the situation and being objective about it and looking at all of the information and waiting for all the information to unfold before they just go on this tirade against you. To me, that makes better sense, because once again, if we are all on the outside looking in, we don't know these people personally. So we can only go by what we're seeing, how and we can only wait to see how it all plays out and see what happens to this or whatever. My thing is, you know, you got to take the personal aspect out of it. If you like if you like a person's talents or, you know, what they do, like that, because that's all you really know. You know, if you like a singer, you like their music, you listen to their music. Do you know them personally? No. So you really shouldn't be judging people based off of their personality or their personal lives, because you don't know anything about them. That's like judging a person, you know, judging a person and coming up with a whole idea of what you think they are and who you think they are without even ever meeting them. To me, I think that's crazy. You haven't met them, but you've created this whole scenario in your mind about them, but you've never met them. And so it could be a negative thing or it could be a positive thing. And if it's negative, you've already created this idea or this preconceived notion about them, but without meeting them, about what you think they are, and you sticking to it and you're not going to change it, and you just going to run with that and believe that. That's stupid to me, you know, and you never met the person. So it's just like people create these great ideal images of a person, of a celebrity. You look at a celebrity and you're like, oh, you create this whole narrative of who you think they are in your head, and you believe that. And it could be, people do it on the positive side. Oh, they're so great in your mind. This is why people start idolizing folks, celebrity. You don't even know the people, and you've created this salacious image of this person that's so great and they're this, and then when you meet them and they're the total opposite, now your life is ruined. Now you're distraught, because now you're like, damn, they was nothing like what I thought. That should teach you a lesson, that you can't assume things just based off of what you think and what you feel. No, in order for you to make a clear assessment of somebody, you have to get to know the person. So you have to meet them, get to know them, to see who they really are as a person, because we know everybody is, you know, a lot of people be faking the funk. A lot of people present themselves as one way and they're nothing like that. So in order for you to really know, truly know who somebody is, you gotta meet them and know them, and then you can have an informed assessment or opinion on them, because now you've gotten a chance to see them for who they really are, versus what they present themselves on social media. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, a lot of people don't like folks because they said something that you don't like, and now you just hate them. Oh my God, I can't stand, and you don't even know them. Just because they got an opinion that you don't agree with is foolishness to me. But I'm gonna leave it here because we're at the 2-hour mark, but I want to hit the like button on your way out. But you guys can go and watch the full show of Corey talking about this. You can watch the full the full episode of him speaking on it and stuff. And like I said, he did not run away from anything, in my opinion. He didn't he didn't say that he didn't mush the lady in the face. He didn't run away from the situation. He addressed it. He said what he did, and the video shows that. But of course, people want to spin a different narrative, and they don't want to hear that. And it is what it is. Everybody is entitled to their opinions. Everybody's entitled to what they think or whatever, and that's fine. But once again, I really want to get to whatever else is out there that's added to this, to see my thoughts on that, see my opinion on that, see what I think about the rest of the information or whatever is out there, and how this is going to all play out. But I tell you what, people are talking, and people are talking about it. People have their opinions about it, as they should. And it is what it is. Like I said, I don't have an issue with people's opinions, because it's an opinion. Everybody's never going to agree on an opinion, but we have people out here trying to force folks to take their sides and take that. No, it ain't no sides. Just you have an opinion. That's all it is an opinion. But shout out to everybody watching, everybody who gave support or supports the channel, everybody who gave super chats to Cash App. Shout out to everybody who liked the stream, which go ahead and like the stream on your way out. I appreciate you guys for that. Shout out to everybody who supports the channel. Make sure, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and also turn on your notification bell to be notified when I go live or post new content. All right. So make sure you guys are doing that. Yeah. And continue to give your perspectives, give your opinions. Why not? Because people give opinions on everything, you know, whether we agree with it or not. If you have something to say, say it. You know, I always advise people who have strong opinions, start your YouTube channel. Why not? Start a YouTube channel, because there are a lot of people who go on other people's videos and they're very critical. My thing is this: if you have a lot to say and you have an opinion and you want your opinions to be heard, go create your YouTube channel. Create you a space where you can give all of your opinions that you like. You know, and keep in mind, everybody doesn't have to agree with you, or nobody has to agree with you. If you have strong opinions, whether somebody agree with them or not, go and let your opinions be heard. Let your voice be heard. Let other people hear what you got to say. Don't crash out in people's comments with your opinions. Go make you a YouTube channel and start to say what you think. Let people hear your voice. We all have a voice, and you should use your voice. I think you should. I think that'd be a perfect way for anybody who have opinions to get them out. I really do promote that. You know what I'm saying? Because there are a lot of people who say stuff, they'll say something and then hide. You know, they hide behind their comments. Don't hide behind your comments. Let it be known, your thoughts, your feelings, your opinions, so people can hear them. And then you'll see other people who disagree or agree with you. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter whether somebody agrees with you or not, because they have a right to agree or disagree, because that's their feelings and that's their thoughts. I don't think people should be hated or dismissed or treated any kind of way because they have an opinion. I just think, you know, social media is social media. It is what it is. I just think you can be respectful with your opinions, because if you have to disrespect somebody because they don't agree with you, then you that's a what that lady say, that's a low vibrational person, baby. That means you have some type of dilemma or some type of bad understanding. You can't understand how, you know, the fact that other people have opinions that differ. That means you might be a little slow. I'm just saying, it might be slow and you haven't been evaluated yet, or you haven't been to the doctor, or your mama didn't take you to the doctor when you was a kid to see that you were slow, and you didn't, you know, you never found out. And then when you get grown, you realize you still don't realize that you might be slow, or, you know what I'm saying, developing at a slower rate or something. Because it just don't, other than that, I don't know how to justify that. I'm just saying that's a problem that you didn't realize you had. So I'm just saying, learn and do better. And I'm telling you today, you know, even if you slow and you have a problem, you still could do stuff. That don't stop you from moving. You know, having a delay does not stop you from moving. You know, you got to understand certain things, though. You got to understand certain things. You got to understand how things go and how the world works. You just can't, you know, you can't, you know what I'm saying? Take it personally when people have an opinion. It's just an opinion. If you have a strong opinion, get your opinions heard. Go and start you a podcast or something and talk your ish. Say how you feel. Say what it is that you want to say, just like everybody else. That's why I say, listen, I don't try to, you know, I think we all should have the freedom to be able to say something. That's what free speech is all about. And if you like free speech, you should be able to say what you need to say, whether you agree or what people agree or disagree with it. You should be able to say what you think, and you shouldn't have pushback behind it. Now, if you're talking to somebody and you're asking a question, well, allow people to respond. If you're asking people for their opinions, then be open to their opinions, to them agreeing or disagreeing. Be open to it and be okay with it. You know, you gotta have thick skin when you get on social media, or if you don't, you gotta build some up real quick. You got to be able to handle yourself. You got to understand that there's more, you know, people on, you know, what they call keyboard bullies. There are more people doing that because they're behind the keyboard. They could say whatever and don't care what you know, disrespect you and don't think that there's consequences. But remember that I want to say this too. Remember that lady who pulled up on that man who's had a negative comment to say on her thing? I thought that was crazy, but she drove 3 hours, found out where he was at, and showed up. Just keep in mind now, who you doing that to, you saying it to, because the one thing about it is, you know, people think they're safe on social media when they say whatever, but just remember, there's ways where people can find out where you are and pull up, and I don't advise that. I don't advise that, but just remember, there's ways. You know, they have people on social media who be doxing folks, which is crazy to me, but there are ways for people to know where you at. And I'm just saying, be careful. That's why I say, don't go on these social media places disrespecting people. Just give your opinion, you know, say how you feel, but you can do it in a respectable way. I don't understand that, but that shows, like that lady said, that's a low vibrational thought process. People forget, you know, that no, it's a different world, baby. These people are doing all kinds of stuff. But anyway, definitely give your opinions though. You know, give your opinions, but you learn to be respectful just as much as you want somebody to respect you. That's all. Nobody don't have to agree with you, or you don't have to agree with people, but say, hey, I don't like what you're saying. Okay. Thank you for being here. Because that's why I tell people, listen, if you don't like my opinion, great. Have a great day. I don't give a shit.
Have a great day.
That's it. And keep it moving. I don't really give a shit. You can like what I'm saying or you don't. I don't give a shit. I really don't. Because it's my opinion. Shit. You have yours, I'll have mine. I don't care if you don't like it. I don't really give a shit, for real. So I'm just saying, like, listen, but I respect that. I respect that you don't like what I'm saying. I can respect that. Because you might talk some shit that I don't like. You know, and I don't need to prove nothing to you. I just won't watch you. If I don't like your stuff, I'm not watching you. Why am I going to watch you just to tell you I don't like what you're doing? I don't give a shit that much that I'm not going to watch you. If you're saying some stuff that I don't like at all, I'm just not going to pay no attention to you. You won't get any attention from me. That's just that. And that should be cool. I don't need to come prove to you I don't like you. You ain't that important. You're not that important to my life or in my mind. So if I'm not coming to you to watch, I gotta watch you to tell you I don't like you. So that means I'm special in your eyes. If you gotta come and watch me just to tell me that, so you want me to know that you don't like me, so you want to feel special. That's what that's saying. You know? You know what I'm saying? You gotta watch. You gotta come watch. That's like, child. I'm about to get off here, y'all, but I wanted to say this because, baby, there are people who will go pay for people's to get into people's Patreon just to tell them they don't like them or tell them some shit. I'm like, damn, you pay money to go tell a person that you don't like what they're doing. That person must be special to you. Because there's no way in hell I'm going behind the paywall and pay you to tell you you ain't shit. Like, what? That means the opposite. They must mean a lot to you for you to go out of your way to do that. That's crazy. And you never met them in person. You don't know nothing about. Like, that's some crazy stuff, y'all. That's some crazy stuff. I'm just saying. I mean, so y'all might want to be careful about that, guy. That don't make no sense. That shows you up in a negative light. That shows you ain't got shit going on. And you probably, I don't know, hell, you might be a confused tether. I don't know. Shit. I don't know. But it's just crazy to me. And I see stuff like that. No, if I don't like you, I'm not going to bother you. I ain't going to follow you. I ain't going to talk nothing. I ain't going to say nothing to you. I'm just like, ooh, I don't like that. And I'm going to keep it moving because you're not special to me. You know, in order for me to go following, you must be special. And it ain't special. You ain't special to me. Nobody. But my family. My family. These people, you don't be knowing these folks. So yeah, that's why I say, get it together, baby. A lot of people need to get some work done. A lot of people need to work on themselves. Work on yourself. Go to the gym. Go to a speech therapist. Go to a goddamn brain surgeon. I don't know. Go get your life. Go to Iyanla. Go help her fix your life and go to a doctor. Because some of these people are mentally behind. And you got to go and get yourself checked out. Go get checked out. Get it together so you know what you're doing. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. Get your shit together.
Get it together, baby. Get it together. Get your shit together. Get it together fast, too.
Because, child.
Oh, my God.
It's just a hot mess. But anyway, y'all, I'm out of here. Thank y'all so much for being here, for stopping by, for rocking with me. I appreciate y'all. Listen, shout out to all of y'all for being here, for supporting the channel, y'all. I'm going to try to go live a little bit more. I'm not going to always be on camera, y'all, because I'd be tired. I'm trying to relax, but I just had to talk about this. So when y'all catch me off camera like this, cool, just rock with your girl, because I'm here. Sometimes I just be chilling and I'm like, okay, let me jump on here to give my 2 cents, because that's what I do. But I really appreciate y'all for supporting everybody who rocks with me, everybody who get a kick out of me. Y'all funny as hell. I always laugh at y'all responses because they be funny as hell sometimes. Y'all be thinking I'm a comedian. I am not a comedian. I like to follow comedians though, but I am not a comedian, y'all. Sometimes I just like to give my 2 cents. That's why my husband actually told me, you need to start a channel. Because I really do think that my husband gets tired of me telling him all of this stuff. So I have a place to vent, and I'm happy about that. So it makes me laugh. Like it's kind of fun. So I love to be able to come and talk to y'all and give y'all my thoughts, because I think my husband, honestly, he won't tell me for sure, but I do think he was tired of me talking, about this stuff. So he's like, you need to start you a channel and talk your ish. Because I was like, I don't want to do that. I didn't want to do this. But I'm thankful for him for, encouraging me to do it, because it's kind of therapeutic in a sense. And I like talking to y'all because it's kind of fun, But yeah, sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's tiresome. But I really like the interaction between y'all. So thank y'all so much for giving me the chance to do that. Thank y'all for showing up, for supporting. I appreciate it. At least I have y'all to vent and tell my, my feelings about certain things too, because I think it's important. This is why I support people having a voice and being able to say what you want to say, because you have free will and free speech to do it. So if you have strong feelings about something, once again, start your YouTube channel. It doesn't take but a second, a podcast, and get to talking. Let people hear what you got to say. Why not? Why not? So thank y'all once again. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to try to come up here a little sooner than later. So make sure you have your notification bell turned on so that you'll be notified when I go live or post new content, y'all. Make sure you continue to watch the videos posted on the channel. And once again, if you have any topics that you would like me to share, make sure you DM me on Instagram at DeeDeesReactions and let me know over there, and I can definitely react to those videos. So thank y'all once again. Shout out to y'all. Y'all be safe out here in these streets, and I will see you guys in the next one. Be safe. Take care, y'all. Till next time. Later.
It's DeeDee's Reactions. DeeDee's Reactions. I hope you enjoy the show. Like, share, subscribe. You know it's a vibe. Like, share, subscribe. 'Cause you know it's a vibe. It's DeeDee's Reactions. Tell a friend, it's DeeDee's Reactions. It's DeeDee's Reactions. DeeDee's Reactions. Later. It's DeeDee's Reactions. DeeDee's Reactions. I hope you enjoy the show. Like, share, subscribe. You know it's a vibe. Like, share, subscribe. 'Cause you know it's a vibe. It's DeeDee's Reactions. Tell a friend, it's DeeDee's Reactions. It's DeeDee's Reactions. DeeDee's Reactions. Later.